This is going to thump into the post.
Yeah.
And the edge or snickometer or whatever is going to be faulty.
Yeah.
And that's going to cost Adelaide.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Eddie and Jimmy on this Thursday as we look towards the weekend's activity. Not that I'm that interested, to be honest.
Why?
The Pies aren't playing.
Oh, come on. Don't be like that.
No, well, fair enough.
You love your football.
I do love my football and I watch every game that's been played. But, yeah, I don't know. Round two, we've got to rest already. I've tried my best to bury the AFL on opening round. I really have, and now I'm declaring war on it. Okay, so make sure you join us YouTube, Instagram. Just search for Eddie and Jimmy. Eddie and Jimmy. All right, mate. Let's go shorting, holding, or buying. Okay, playing two rucks.
Holding. It'll work for some teams, and it'll work against some opposition. So what I'm saying is it worked really well for Hawthorn the other night because Blackiston is an inexperienced AFL ruckman. I know he's played ruck before, but when you throw Meek and Reeves at him, you get clear advantage. And other teams playing the one allows you to do other things on the bench. So just holding that one.
You've got 5 on the bench, though, haven't you? So what about the fact, talk about back to the future, of having your ruckman rest in the back pocket or the forward pocket? Gary Dempsey was one of the greatest marks on the last line of defence ever back in the day at Footscray in North Melbourne.
I don't think we have too many rucks that have the capability to play last line of defence. That's the issue. Why? They can play forward.
Okay, playing forward then.
Going forward, we've seen that Luke Jackson goes forward.
But if you've got a ruckman, let's say, we'll talk old-fashioned football. So let's go with your idea. We play it at forward pocket, okay, as another tall option, now that we've got the fast play and kicking the ball long. But your ruckman, who's in the midfield, who was once upon a time called a follower, can actually play kick behind play and give you that position there as they come out. Yeah, I'd stand them on the Telstra sign at forward 50.
There are those tactics that go on, but I wouldn't be volunteering too many ruckmen in the game to go play in defence.
Okay, but forward, yes.
Speaking of forward line, Collingwood's forward line, short, hold or buy?
Well, it's shorting at the moment because they're all short. That's it.
Bueller.
Exactly.
Bueller.
Yeah, we need Bulla to do the right thing by Fiji Airways. Hello. They in the last quarter when they got going, if you notice out of the centre, they completely changed their angles and changed lanes. They were too predictable going up the centre, long bombs to Snake in the goal square, and it didn't work because there was no Snake in the goal square. And I want McStay to just forget everything that's happened and just become Kevin Bartlett, have a shot.
Yep.
Go for it. Just go for it. Unless there's something obvious on. But he's betwixt and between in passing off. So when in doubt, go.
Yep.
Shannon Neal.
I'm going to buy some. I think he showed last year his potential and capability, 40-plus goals. But the impressive thing was third quarter, Alex Pearce is a good defender. And when they needed the man, he was the man. So I'll buy some Shannon Neal.
Jacob van Rooyen, the new Flying Dutchman.
I'm buying this.
The Paul Vanderhaar of 2026.
I'm buying this early.
I'm buying big time.
And I want to say...
I like him.
Well, I've also got to grab Caminiti and just give him a couple of lessons on defending the lead. But Van Rooyen, he looks lean. You can see his body shape has changed, which is giving him that little extra step. But what jumped out to me, Ed, behind the goals footage and the criticism of learning your craft was early. He come out of the goal square, and I've referenced this before, where he almost was like those cars you had as a kid where you go, and it goes, and then you have to go get it and bring it back.
He didn't come back.
Well, he was a bit like, I'm coming from the goal square, I'm coming on the lead. There's the Toyota logo, I've got to turn back around and start all this again. He was leading across the 50. He was creating angles. He was tick leading. So he's added some craft to his game over the off-season.
I like him a lot. I when he started playing like a bustard, as they say in the vernacular these days, I thought he would have looked good.
But I'm buying
white stripes, I must admit. He's a beauty. I'm buying him. Jack Gunston for 100 goals in a season.
Oh, look, I want to buy this. I want to buy anybody kicking 100, but I think I might hold that. Well, I actually might short it. I don't
I'm shorting it. Sam Darcy in the ruck.
Hold it. He's only going to ruck inside forward 50. I know he comes and takes the odd centre bounce, but they could do it. Like, he wasn't going to get hurt going up against Jake Riccardi in the ruck.
No. No, you got to be careful though. You don't
Don't take a Ferrari to play out the
well, I was
fields.
going to say, I don't get a thoroughbred to pull the milk cart, mate. No, let the hacks go in and do that, and leave
Brad-
him up full forward.
Brad Scott, Essendon have not won since May 25, which might have been the
Jeez.
dream time at the G game.
Is that right?
Against Richmond.
What-
You might be 18 on the bounce.
Is that right?
It's definitely
Well,
not
I
the
don't think.
final.
Well, it's not so much Brad Scott. I mean, he's still got a fair whack of his decent players who are out on long-term injuries.
Who are they missing?
Oh, I'll need to go through it all, but
Yeah,
that
look,
was in the back of my mind. I've just said that without coming up with the names. But anyway,
they're missing a ruckman in Brighton.
there's a lot. Again, you hate to say these things, but not hearing great things out of Bomberland at the moment. No, sorry, I'll take that back. I'm hearing
Lots of things.
lots of things, and
Yeah.
I'm hearing good things. I think Andrew Walsh is doing a good job.
Yeah, I'm hearing that.
And I thought last week him getting all the Essendon presidents back
Yeah, that was good.
was good.
I think that was a good moment for the
That's the start of things to come.
Yep.
So I'm going to stay positive on the Bombers because they're in a rebuild. I mean, it's easy to kick them. Everyone goes, oh, they haven't played, and won a final for what's the 22 years?
1922.
22 years, yeah, well, whatever it is. But forget that for a moment. You got to look at where they are. It was pretty heartbreaking for them on the weekend, but they're starting again.
North Melbourne.
Did any of that make any sense? I don't
No,
think
it
it made any sense at all. But anyway,
It
what
sounds
I'm
like
saying
it
is
sounds-
there's
it
a
sounds
lot
like you're buying something.
there's a bit that you could actually have a look at them and give them a kicking, but I'm going to go the other way. And again, we talk about Carlton being a club that is a place that you should be heading to. Bombers are a big club. It's got to get themselves going.
Yeah, I'm just going to hold
All right.
hold Bombers. North Melbourne.
Let's buy them.
Come on, we're getting them at a good price.
Yeah, but they've got to get themselves together as well. They've got a bit of unrest behind the scenes, always is. They've just got to get there. They've got a small group of people who are very passionate. They've got to harness them. Sonia Hood, I think Sonia Hood does a great job, but they cocked up their AGM, and she can't get an extended
Oh, because she served a
vote.
maximum.
Yeah,
capacity.
and they needed 75%. They got something like 74.3 or something, which means probably 5 people would have got the numbers up. I'd like to see them maybe even have another go at that, or if there's somebody who's waiting in the wings, step
getting them ready.
up, because they don't need to have unrest at the top at the moment, as this just starting to get moving. This is the time now for everyone to. This reminds me of Richmond when. They were having all that drama, and the other mob came in who were going to do all sorts of things. And Peggy O'Neill was a steadying hand and then became a sensation. And they almost did the Richmondy thing.
Yep.
And what we don't need is the Kangas to do the same thing. Get everybody in there together, sort out the issues. Don't turn it into a gender war, which is partly where it's all heading, and just get it right.
Yep.
Right? The weekend might have just got everybody fired up nicely. Umpires wearing blue and dark shorts when the Blues play a home game.
It can't be this hard, can it? It's like,
Oh, come on.
I know you can't do this because there's HR, but this is where I do feel for Andrew Dillon. He'd be right. Where's the office that takes care of this? You two come in here, and you just want to go with their melons. That'd be something like my two sons, who when they get together, they're Tweedledee and Tweedledum, and you look at them and they got each other in their head.
So here's
You're
the-
going, what are you two
Can I-
thinking?
Can I
This is what.
can I
this
give you
is
the
what
thinking?
That's department's
Can I give you
what
the-
are you thinking?
Can I tell you what happens? Right, and this is not a criticism. Right, this is accurate reporting.
Sounds
Right?
like it.
People sometimes think I'm having a go when I'm not having a go.
You
I'm
should
actually-
be having a go.
No, but I'm just telling you what happens. They don't want the umpires to look bad or insipid. Okay? So when we changed the white, and I drove this one, right? They used to wear white.
Yeah.
But then they used to have, then they wore blue socks and they had a big blue sash. And I called a game where North Melbourne was playing Western Bulldogs, and the Bulldogs wore white shorts. So they had white, red, and blue. And North Melbourne had, I think, maybe red as a sponsor at that stage as well. And they were red and white. Sorry, they were blue and white, and the umpires were blue and white, and you couldn't tell the difference. Okay? So we said, let's find a colour. So now they're wanting to, instead of looking for a distinctive colour, they're looking for a nice fashion set. Okay? It's pretty simple. You said pink the other day in regards to
Gold Coast,
Gold
Guava,
Coast
yeah.
and magenta for Port Adelaide. Let's just get a distinctive colour. Okay, now maybe pink, if you're still old-fashioned and think that that's
A weak colour.
as old-fashioned as that could possibly be. There are pretty simple solutions. So, and this is a hardy annual. I've been going on this about for 25 years. So, for example, you don't need to wear white shorts as the away team all the time, okay? If you look at in British soccer, quite often everyone has white shorts on. It's then the distinction of the socks and the jumper that makes it easier to see your teammate. But if you've got a team, so the best example was one that the AFL had nothing to do with. Frank Costa and I did it ourselves. We sat at a Collingwood-Geelong game in the early 2000s. It was a wet day. Collingwood, a lot of players had long sleeves and they had the ridiculous white jumper that they had that was all white down to here and a big white patch on the back. Before, when it was the old style cotton jumper, you couldn't tell the difference. Except on this day, you knew who Geelong were because they had the ball. So we could kill this particular day. So we came to the Geelong white with blue hoops. Right? Makes sense. Us wearing as I changed the jumper to a more predominantly black outfit, would have no problems. Guess what happened after that? No problems. Right? So everything worked. Same with this. Work out, first of all, the colour combinations for the teams and then pick an alternate colour for the umpires. It ain't that hard. At the moment, no one wears green. Okay? At the moment, no one wears pink. Sometimes you could wear all white. Right? If you've got Gold Coast Suns versus West Coast Eagles, as we did on the weekend. West Coast Eagles should wear all blue. They should wear all orange and yellow or whatever they're wearing. Just don't wear white.
Yeah.
And white is the colour that is the most distinctive, and that's why the umpires wore white in the first place. Anyway.
Short. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah, righty. 50-metre penalties for players running away from the mark.
Well, yeah, because you've been told all summer.
I think that's, again, another one that just makes everyone pull their hair out. If they're running away from the play, not into the play.
Yeah, but if you give too much rope, there's bozo players that take it too far.
But that's all right. But that's
it's strict. Everyone knew it was strict.
Okay, all right, okay. Captains staying on in what could be their last season. I suppose this is the Patrick Dangerfield question.
What, suggesting to hand
it over, and I suppose the elder statesman one has been played by Scott Pendlebury in handing over. I wanted Pendles to stay on and really make a record for himself, and he was the clear captain. But the handover to Darcy Moore was very good because there was somebody there ready to go. So
no, I'm shorting this one. They've got Tom Stewart there as the dual captain anyway.
Yeah,
so short it.
Would you be better off having? I'll throw this up. Playing devil's advocate, would you be better off having Danger, who's now playing less time on the ground, playing a Pendlebury role, who's more of a coach than he is a captain, and have Stewart and then a younger player coming through who could be a dual captain? I don't like dual captains anyway. But
someone who's told me this for the last 3 years every Monday, you can walk and chew gum at the same time.
You can. Right. Will these things happen this weekend, in or out? Jim, clubs should use past players to promote blockbuster games, e.g. Buddy presents the Buddy Cup ahead of tonight's game, Hawthorn and Sydney. In or out?
In. I'm a person who loves the history of the game, and if you can get past grades, you're big on this. If you can get past grades involved, do it.
Yeah, I'm going to say exactly that.
In.
I brought in, when I first became president of Collingwood, when we had nothing going for us, tribute to a champion. And we'd put a past champion and do a lap of honour right before the start of the game, and the crowd would go nuts, and they loved it, and we were able to bring them in and take them to the president's lunch and get a cheer and make people feel good, put highlights on the board of us winning, because we weren't doing much of that in the first 2 years. You might remember we finished last and second last the first 2 years I was president.
Yep.
And that used to just warm the heart, and people loved it until the AFL said, you can't have that car, even though it's a club sponsor.
Tom Lynch will have the most accurate game of his career after kicking 2 goals, 7 last week. In or out? I hope it's in.
I hope it's in, but I think it's out, only because he's marking the ball a lot further out than when he used to be really accurate. Yeah. He's just got to get his radar right. But yeah, he's the good thing about him though is other than from memory, one that he mishit, he actually was hitting the ball right. He just was getting his
Direction.
wrong. Yeah, and there was a good pick-up by Matthew Lloyd on the Sunday Footy Show. He had the darting eyes. He was looking up the scoreboard and also. I'd get rid of that time clock thing, that 30 seconds, by the way, and just go back and say you've got the same time as lining up, a little bit more, but hurry up and kick it, otherwise we'll take it off you. You know, let it. I just think people are now milking that, and as a result, they're going back. They're taking too long. They put the ball down. They take their breath. You know, you go back and have a look at the guys like Bernie Quinlan, Peter McKenna, Peter Hudson, Plugger. Used to go back, look up, line up, walk in, kick the goal.
Yep.
And I think he should get back to doing it. Don't rush it, but just get yourself right. He's taking too long, and that was the problem with McStay as well. He's thinking about it far too much.
It should be illegal for teams to have a bye in round 2, in or out.
Out. Sorry, in.
Yeah,
In. Ridiculous. So this thing. It's the unexpected consequences of what was a good marketing idea but badly sold. I'll say it again. Opening round does not work. Do not play games in Queensland during cyclone season. Play them in the middle of the year. Give people what they want, not what you think they want. Okay? Until such time as you realise you've got a better idea that they don't know about, like a nighttime grand final, at which time then you put it in.
Seriously, whoever is scheduling West Coast and North Melbourne on a Sunday night needs to have their contract reviewed, in or out. Well, they've got to play it at some time.
Yeah, well, that's all right. I mean,
Silly little man.
That's programming. You've got to put them on where the TV, who are paying billions of dollars,
It's also
need
a
to have
timing thing too, because the West Coast and are playing.
But again, this is the unintended consequence. That game wouldn't have been on at that time, probably, had we not had buys this week. Yeah?
This is a nasty one.
All right, you go with
This is a nasty pasty, whoever sent this one in.
Oh.
He's hurtful. Even with the weekend off, Carlton will find a way to disappoint their fans, in or out. That's mean. Who wrote that one? I'm taking no responsibility for that one.
What are you going to say, in or out?
Out. Out. That's proper.
What could they do? What could they come up with?
A player getting arrested.
Yeah, that's always a one. Yeah. Or civil war.
Oh, there's an overthrow of the board. Or
Yeah. Because that gives idle hands as devil's hands. Right. The Pickets will be hotter property than the Dacoses by the end of the season. In or out?
He's having conniptions.
They're going to be fantastic.
Oh, that'd be so exciting.
They've got to bring up
Dacos,
Paul Guerra. He's full on in the market at the moment. You've got to come up with something with the MCG pickets, don't you? Yeah, well, the picket fence, it's the oldest part of the G is the fence. Covered now in advertising, so you can't see the old pickets behind it. But that would have to be something there, the pickets.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting behind it, but Dacos Mania is enormous.
It is, yeah. But I like the pickets. That's good. That's something that's exciting for Melbourne. Zach Merritt will push the AFL to introduce mid-season trading so he can request a trade.
You'll probably definitely request it if it comes in. Out.
Yeah, out. Can I be mean here?
Can't be much meaner than that Carlton question.
Nah. No, but there was a lot of talk about Zach Merritt. Did you see somebody put a Instagram or a meme out that had his heat pattern? It said, let me out. That's his heat pattern.
He's been
like
running.
he was sending hand signals to the
Morse code.
to the gods. But
blink twice if you're a hostage.
So, again, I thought my son Xander articulated this well on Friday night on the 7 coverage, where they were talking about should they have taken the draft picks, and he made the point that by the time father, sons, and everybody comes in, those draft picks that were offered up
20s,
weren't that good. Okay, now he's a professional player and he's getting paid a lot of money, and I think Zach is a beauty. Many times over the years, I had a little conversation to him about his great uncle Thorold Merritt, a 2-time Collingwood Premiership player and best and fairest, and how he would look at him black and white stripes. So I love him as a player. But if I'm at Essendon now, had he not played for the Bombers on the weekend and kicked his 2 goals and had his 30-odd possessions with a very young midfield, Essendon would have got beaten by 150 points. And he would have had 75 possessions and kicked 5 probably in that Hawthorn side. So it's bad luck for him as Premiership glory is concerned, probably. Good luck for his bank account. And now he can dig in and leave a legacy because he doesn't want to finish up at Essendon as the bloke who did this. Plenty of blokes that did it over the years. I remember Jeff Southby wanting to leave Carlton at one stage because he was sick of playing fullback and wanted to go to South Melbourne, and cooler heads prevailed, and he went on to always be regarded as one of Carlton's greatest ever players, unlucky not to be the fullback of the century. So Zach Merritt gets the chance to make a lot of money and be a great Essendon person. But as far as the Bombers are concerned, I'm not caring whether he plays in a premiership for another side or not. Quite the opposite. If I can weaken Hawthorn by him not going, he ain't going. And he's going to strengthen Essendon by being there, and that's his lot.
Yep, and he's signed the big, long contract, which makes it difficult
so
for you to get out of.
So what I would like to bring in is no more talk about Zach Merritt other than as an Essendon player.
I wouldn't mind that.
Let's leave it. Play.
And you did well to get Collingwood into that one as well.
Well, he's, Cronuck was a better player, but the ladder doesn't look right, broken up into 3 sections. Oh, my God.
It takes a bit of getting used to.
No, I don't want to get used to it.
Well, it's here.
It's out now. I get it. We've got to get rid of it. It's stupid. Look, we've...
But what do you suggest? What's your solution?
No opening ground.
Pardon? No, I reckon... No, he's referring to... You've got... Now on the ladder, you've got the line for the 6 teams. You've got the line for the 10
Oh,
teams.
have we? Oh, I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
Traditionally, I don't look at the ladder until about round 8 anyway, because then you get a bit of a feel for it. I certainly don't look at it now that we've got all these imperfections in playing everybody. So who did that? Who decided to change that part of our world?
Well, they had to, because now we've got a final 6 and a final 10. Well, because 7 to 10 are playing the wild card.
So we don't have a final 8. Who abolished who abolished the final 8?
You're looking at me like it was my personal ladder.
I thought the idea was we had the final 8, but we had a qualification to get to the final 8.
No, we don't have a final 8 anymore.
No, but they said it's not finals, the playoff game.
Yeah, no, they did. Andrew Dillon, into one of these things, said because the joke was if Essendon win a wild card, does it count as a final? He said, yes, it is.
They're now counting it?
Correct.
Oh, well, that's changed since conversations I had a few weeks back.
No,
who would have thought the AFL have made a knee-jerk
silly little
reaction?
man. Andrew Dillon said into a microphone, because it was meant to be tongue-in-cheek towards Essendon and their final.
Yeah, I get that. But we're now counting that, are we?
They're counting it.
Wow.
So if you look at the ladder, hang on.
How many 50-50 decisions can the AFL make and get it wrong? As far as pulling everyone's chain.
Here we go. So,
yeah, there it is. Right, that's the 6, is it?
Yeah, so the red line, because it's not focused, the red line, that's the 6.
Yeah.
And then we've got the 10 where the big blue line is.
Oh, yeah, right.
And then there's the rest.
Wow.
So there's the three sectors.
Well, I said this the other week, that the unintended consequences of it going to a top 10 is that, in fact, all we have is a top 6. We've actually killed the opportunity to win the flag from 8 as we sort of were heading towards. It's not been a big week. I'm going to enjoy having my bye this week to recalibrate, because I'm just...
You need to head down to the bay and do some ice baths and cold.
I'm not angry at the people. I just think they're on the...
Did you just go down parent corner there? I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed.
Yeah, I am.
That one hurt the most when my mum said,
Yeah.
I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed. He went, oh, don't say that one.
Yeah.
Just be angry. When a parent says they're...
Can I be angry and disappointed?
Oh,
I was on Monday.
When a parent said, no, they're just disappointed, they've gotten that right in the feels.
My only worry is that if people think that they're actually on the right track, that's the worry. Anyway, more for it next week.
Save it.
Right. Tonight, Hawthorn and Sydney. This is a beauty. MCG.
Oh, well, the Hawks are getting the Swans at a good time. No Goulden. Highly like...
No, he's out.
Well, Heaney will be out with a hammy. The Hawks, they were more impressive live. You could see their work rate. I think the Hawks by 18 points.
What's big and green and eat swans?
The MCG.
Yep.
That's on grand final day.
Yeah, well, anyway. Hawthorn tonight for me. We're giving points yet.
Yeah, 18 points.
I'll go 4 goals, 24. Friday, Adelaide Western Bulldogs. Another big game. See, now, now we're getting into this. We're actually enjoying it again. Adelaide and the Bulldogs. Bulldogs will win. But it's going to be interesting because they're 3 talls. I mean, if there's a knock on the Bulldogs, it's their defence.
Yeah, I think it's their team defence more than their back group.
Yeah.
So I'll leave them opened up.
Bulldogs for me, 12 points.
Yeah, Dogs by 1 point. And we're going to have after the siren, not after the siren, a final 3-minute situation that decides this game.
So is there a way that we can conjure up an idea that Adelaide gets stiffed by the...
This is going to, do you know what's going to happen? This is going to thump into the post.
Yeah.
And edge or snickometer or whatever is going to be faulty.
Yeah.
And that's going to cost Adelaide.
Again. Cost them a finals a few years back, didn't it?
Don't remind them.
Yeah. Mind you, we have a final 10 now, so they would have been in.
Yeah.
Richmond and Gold Coast on Saturday at the MCG.
I think Gold Coast will be nice and ruthless and they'll win this by 30 points.
Yeah, they need to. They need to come to the big time and play a big side. I mean, they're a young side, Richmond, but they're a big club. So, yeah, I think they'll win by 36 points plus, 6 goals plus.
I reckon Richmond will put up a good fight. Yeah. Just Gold Coast have a bit too much.
You hate to say it, but you like Richmond. You like what they've done and what they're building.
Love it.
Yeah.
This one's tough to tip. GWS versus St Kilda at Ingy Stadium.
Yeah.
I think
it's a big game, isn't it? The Saints, if they go 0-3. I mean, they haven't lost by much. They lost by 2 goals. And was it last night? The other night?
10 points.
Sunday, 10 points. So they've been within 2 goals, which is the upside. The downside is they keep getting beaten by 2 goals. GWS at home.
Still got injury concerns everywhere, the Giants.
They've been pretty good, though, haven't they?
Well, they weren't good against
Not last
the Dogs.
week.
They got torched.
Dogs got torched, but they're good the week before. Oh, you're talking me out of this. I was going to go for GWS.
I'm doing the Giants by 5 points with no faith in it.
All right, I'm gonna go St Kilda. All right, that was very shifty for him. I was all in St Kilda. He's gone for GWS. You're a manipulative little fella, aren't you?
You're on top of the tipping.
Am I?
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go. St Kilda. All right, I'll go with the Saints because I think they're actually a good side, St Kilda.
Fremantle versus Melbourne at Optus.
Oh, man.
Freo respond well.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say 10 points.
Yeah, I'll go Fremantle by 36 points. Okay, I think they'll get on top. They need to. They need to do. They need to. Don't worry about the fixture and anything else. They need to go back and get really angry about what happened down at Geelong and really go for it and torch them.
Yep.
And play my man Mason in the goal square.
This is a hard one to tip. Port Adelaide take on Essendon at Adelaide Oval, 3:15 Sunday.
Yeah, I just think, I'll say this again, I didn't quite articulate it the way I wanted to say. I think Essendon are going to build into a good club again, into a great club again, but they're going to get smashed this year.
Yeah.
They could almost win the wooden spoon, Essendon.
Port Adelaide, 15 points.
Yeah, Port Adelaide, I think they'll tighten up after the weekend as well. Be nice, a bit of soul searching over there. Don't you reckon? Koshy fly in from Adelaide, into Adelaide from Sydney.
Yeah, he'll be there.
Yeah. No, I don't mean to be at the game, but it's one of those ones, the new coach, which this was some part of the knock on Carlton that Vossi, after they got flogged in Sydney, where is the president down there. Now, I lived in Sydney for 2 years and was president of Collingwood. You can do both.
Yep.
Okay. But sometimes you got to be there. Anyway, Koshy's, they got a pretty good setup at Port Adelaide. Yeah. I think Port Adelaide wins, and I think they win by 42 points.
Big win.
Yep.
West Coast versus North Melbourne, 6:10 Optus Stadium.
Well, this is North's second home ground, isn't it? They play in Perth 3 times.
Yeah, they play
4 times.
Where did they
3
play
times.
last year? They didn't.
Bunbury.
Bunbury, that was it.
They go to Bunbury. I think. Well, this is,
It's on the bat for them.
They've got to win these ones.
West Coast second half, I'd like them to start that way. Again,
Yeah.
it's Gold Coast.
But I'll go for North by 12 points. It'll be close.
I got faith in you, North Melbourne.
Yep.
How long since it's been I backed North Melbourne 2 weeks in a row? Because I tipped them last week.
I don't know. Wayne Carey was probably playing, was he? Or?
No, they had a couple of good
No,
sides.
they've made a
07, they had a good side.
Yeah, of course they did. And the bye, so this week, 2 weeks in, no Collingwood, no Carlton, no Brisbane, no Geelong.
for a pretty well-supported club.
Yeah. And again, stop putting your head in the mincer. Get the attendances up, get the ratings up, play it at the right time. Stop annoying people. Make football where people go to enjoy their life, not pick a fight. Come on, AFL.
Should be on a T-shirt. Stop annoying people.
Yeah, it is. All right.
It's been fun, Ed.
That's your homework. You've got to come up with AFL standing for something like that.
Stop annoying people.
Exactly. All right. Thanks, mate.
It's been good fun.
Good luck. We'll see you on Monday. That's been Eddie and Jimmy.